Hello, I'm Pastor Reedley Peterson, and this is Growing in Faith, our video series using our Bible study topics from the Wednesday before. And for our Bible study this week, because of Thanksgiving, it's actually all online, but our subject for this week is Genesis chapter 4. So Genesis chapter 3, we saw the first sin, in other words, the core story of our original sin, right? And this week we get the first murder. Now, you may know the story of Cain and Abel. You know, Cain works the land. Abel is a sheep, works with sheep. God prefers Abel over Cain. Cain gets jealous, commits murder, and kills his brother. Interesting note about the name Abel. It kind of means wind or kind of meekness. In other words, the Hebrew writers, if you spoke Hebrew at that time, you wouldn't need to finish the story before you figured out what was going to be happening between Cain and Abel. It's kind of slightly comical. But what I want to talk about, and it's something I've mentioned before, I preached on this text during my paternity leave in August of 2020. Sometimes it's important to read a text from a different perspective. You know, you could read the text but think of the perspective of Abel. We could read from the text and think of the story in terms of Cain. I know that's been done a lot. But I want us to read the story of Cain and Abel, or to hear it and to look at it and delve into it with the perspective of the land. You see, God preferred Abel's offering because it was Abel's best. He didn't prefer Cain's offering because he told him, you can do better. He was telling Cain that he needed to be a better steward of the land, a better steward of the crops that he was given, so that when he does give his offering, when he does make his harvest, that it can be better. You're not doing good enough. You're not respecting this land enough. You're not farming this land well enough. And to illustrate that point, Cain doesn't see this from God and go, okay, I'm going to be better. Instead, he looks at Abel and he gets jealous. Instead, he looks at Abel and sees Abel as the issue. Abel's the reason that God tells me that I'm not as good of a farmer, that I'm not treating the land as I ought to. And what does Cain do with that land? He takes his brother out to the field and he kills them. God even says, I can hear your brother's blood screaming at me from the land. The land is soaking it in. It's telling me this story. In other words, the blood of Cain's brother is soaking into the dirt, and it screams to God, letting God know what he has done. Cain has disrespected not only his brother by murdering him, but he's proved God's point, that he doesn't truly care about the land. Instead, he muddies it with his brother's body instead. So Cain is not a good farmer. And he does a very human thing. Instead of focusing on himself and how can I be better? How can next time God maybe prefer me by better tilling this land, by taking care of things as I should? No, he doesn't do that. Instead, he gets jealous of the person next to him, his brother. He sees his brother as the issue. He gets angry and he takes it out on him rather than himself. I think a lesson we can learn from the story of Cain and Abel is not to fall prey to jealousy, not to let our anger overwhelm us, and especially our anger pointed at other people when they don't deserve our anger. They haven't done anything. It's our own insecurities that speak and cry out and tell us to do different things or say different things or do hateful actions, not because of what they've done, but because we feel inadequate by what we haven't done. Or maybe we feel lazy to not do the things we're supposed to do. Or maybe we just feel tired or don't think don't have the confidence that we can get it done. Well, today I would say don't be like Cain. Self-reflect. Think about yourself. What are the ways in which I need to be better? What are the ways I can make myself better? Don't spend your time looking at other people around you, especially those close to you, and figuring they got it easier, or they got it more, or this is unfair. All of us have the love of Christ. All of us have the love of God. All of us have the ability to be loving and caring and to be good at what we are called to do, just as Cain had the opportunity to be a good farmer. But he chose not. Our question to ponder this week is, how can we choose to say yes to that challenge from God and to be better at what we do? This is Growing in Faith. I'm Pastor Reed Lee Peterson. Take care.